India has a rich culture, with many temples, hills and sanctuaries. It is well known for its majestic tourist places, hills, rivers, plateaus, plains, beaches, deltas and deserts, many luxurious hotels and resorts, picturesque nature sites and whether it is Ajanta-Ellora caves or Taj Mahal, the love monument which comes under 7 wonders of world. From culture to traditions to history to nature to adventure to man-made beauties, it has the most amazing array of travel products and destinations to offer to the tourists throughout the world. You can visit India to find yourself in the mountains of Himalayas and to be mesmerized by the ancient temples. Welcome to our channel Around the World with Dua Mumtaz. Today we are going to share a history of also locally known as Kondapalli Kota, lies to the west of Kondapalli in Vijayawada, the second largest city of Andhra Pradesh. If you like our informative video, please click the like button and share with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe our channel and hit the bell icon so you will receive timely notification whenever we uploaded new videos. Let's get started. Kondapalli Fort is historical fort also known as Kondapalli Quilla was built by Prolaya Vema Reddy of Reddi kingdom during the 14th century. It was initially built as a leisure place and business center and later served as a military training base for the British rulers. According to some other historians, it was built in 1360 century by Anna Vema Reddy after he captured Kondapalli from Mudigonda Chalukyas. The fort has been home to several dynasties, from the Reddi rulers to the Nizam Nawabs, and then the East India Company. The fort is located to the west of Vijayawada city in the main hill range known as Kondapalli in the Krishna district. The hill range, about 24 kilometers in length, extends between Nandigama and Vijayawada. The forest area in this hill range abounds in a type of lightwood known as ponuku, Gyrocapus jacquini, which is used exclusively for the manufacture of the famous Kondpalli toys. The forest vegetation around Kondapalli Fort and the nearby hills are also well known for medicinal plants and trees such as Phyllanthus amarus Telugu, local name, Neela Osiri, Phyllanthus, Andrographus paniculata, local name, Adavi marapa, or Nelivemu, Thedlipala, Rhytia tinctoria, Tephrosia purpurea, Albizia amara, Strulia urens and Chloroxylin swaetinia. The hill range is mainly made up of charnakites, with some pyroxene granulites, granites, khondalites, pyroxenites and dolerites. The fort was built in 1360 century by Anna Vema Reddy of the Kondapalli Reddi dynasty after he captured Kondapalli from Mudigonda Chalukyas. In the historic struggle for power for the throne of Gajapati kingdom, Hamveera had to fight his brother Purushottam, who had succeeded to the throne after their father's death. He sought the help of the Bahmani Sultan in this war. He was successful in defeating his brother and occupied the throne of Gajapati kingdom in 1472. But in the bargain, he gave Kondapalli and Rajamundri to the Bahmani Sultan. Subsequently, Purushottam defeated Hamveera in 1476 and occupied the throne of Gajapati. But it is also said that in 1476, a revolution began at Kondapalli when there was famine in the Bahmani kingdom. The garrison of Kondapalli revolted and gave possession of the fort to Hema Orya or Hamveera. Purushottam, once he became the king, tried to get back Kondapalli and Rajamundri from the Bahmani Sultan III. But when he held siege over Rajamundri, for some unknown reason he signed a peace treaty with the Sultan, which resulted in souring of relations between Bahmani and Vijayanagar rulers, which resulted in minor battles. But in 1481, after the death of Sultan Muhammad, the Bahmani Sultanate was in disarray, and taking advantage of the situation, Purushottam fought with Mahmud Shah, the Sultan's son, and took control of Rajamundri and Kondapalli Fort. Gajapati Purushottam Deva died in 1497 and was succeeded by his son Gajapati Prataprudra Deva. In 1509, Gajapati Prataprudra Deva started a war against Krishnadevara of Vijayanagar Empire, but Gajapati had to retreat to the north to defend an attack by Sultan Alauddin Hassan Shah of Bengal. The consequence was that Krishnadevara had an easy victory over Kondapalli, which he occupied in June 1515. In the last war fought in 1519, Krishnadevara once again defeated the Gajapati ruler. Since the Kondapalli fortress was very strong, after 3 months' siege of the fort, Krishnadevara had to personally direct the operations to get control of the fort. Following this war, Krishnadevara married Gajapati Prataprudra Deva's daughter, Kalinga Kumari Jaganmohini. A treaty was also signed for restoring all land up to the southern boundary of the Krishna river to Orissa, which included Kondapalli. But after the treaty with Vijayanagara Emperor between 1519 and 1525, Gajapati Prataprudra Deva had to defend his territory against invasion by Sultan Kuli Kutab, the Sultan of Golconda. But in the final assault, in 1531, Kondapalli came under the rule of Sultan of Golconda. The war with Golconda Sultans was continued by Govinda Vidyadhar, the new ruler of the Gajapati kingdom who had succeeded Gajapati Prataprudra Deva, who died in 1533 but ended finally with a treaty with the Sultan. The area came under Mughal rule in the 17th century. After the disintegration of the Mughal Empire in the early 18th century, Nizam-ul-Mulk, what later became the Nizam of Hyderabad, declared independence and took the area under its control. In the late 18th century, the area was still under the Nizam's rule. A treaty of alliance was signed between Nizam Ali and the British East India Company, recognizing the control of the British over the territory. This treaty was initially signed on the 12th of November 1766, under which the company, in return for the grant of the territory, agreed to garrison troops in the fort for Nizam's aid at an annual cost of £90,000. It is also stated that in 1766 the British, under General Caillard, stormed the fort and took control of it. A second treaty was signed on the 1st of March 1768, under which the Nizam recognized the grant provided to the British by Mughal ruler Shah Alam. But, as a gesture of friendship, the East India Company agreed to pay an allowance of £50,000 to the Nizam. However, in 1823, the East India Company wrested total control of the Sarkars under an outright purchase from the Nizam. In the initial years, the fort was used as a business center, but after the British took over the fort in 1766, it was converted into a military training base. The fort, which has a very picturesque site, has 3 successive entry gates. The main entrance gate is called the Darg Darwaja, built with single block of granite. It is 12 feet wide and 15 feet high. Its name is derived from the tomb or Darg of Gulab Shah, who was killed in battle here. Besides Dargha Darwaza, another entrance gate called the Golconda Darwaza is located on the other end of the hill, which leads to Jaggayapet village. The fortified wall has towers and battlements. At the far end of the fort there is the Tanisha Mahal or palace, perched on a crest between 2 hills. The palace had many chambers on the ground floor and a huge hall on the upper floor. In addition, there are several buildings still standing in the fort, which are ruins. There is deep reservoir near the palace, which is sourced by a spring. The water in the reservoir is said to be very cold and to cause fever. There are numerous other water tanks in the fort area, which go dry during the summer months. An old granary, now in ruins, beyond the reservoir, is inhabited by bats. An English barrack is still standing in the fort area, which has 8 large rooms, apart from a house in an annex. An English cemetery is also seen in the fort. The Archaeological Department of Andhra Pradesh has undertaken restoration and renovation works of the fort and the structures located within its precincts. The works cover improving link road to the fort from the National Highway, strengthening and restoring of historical walls, restoration of jail khana prison house, Koneru pond and museum, building a ropeway up to the hill, construction of inner roads, providing basic amenities such as 3-phase power supply, drinking water and toilets, landscaping and setting up food courts. The museum contains relics found at that place along with display of Kondapalli toys and lot of historical references. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. We will see on our next video and will explore Kondavidu Fort located in Kondavidu, a village in the Chilikaluripet constituency of Palnadu district, Andhra Pradesh.